Welcome to this week's episode of Joseph James Furniture Outlet Behind the Scenes. We're going to talk about a legal dispute that we got into, we're going to show you of one of our vans breaking down, and we're going to take you behind the scenes of some staff appraisals. Let's get into it.
So it's actually been a bit of a crazy week or two for me, especially in my personal life. My lovely girlfriend actually gave birth to our beautiful little girl, Scarlett, last week. They just got home yesterday from the hospital. Everyone's all healthy and we're all happy with that. Now I was planning to take a little bit more maternity leave. However, Joe has requested my presence at the showroom and the warehouse, so I'm back on usual hours. I will be nipping out here and then, but obviously I'm still going to try and stay involved in the vlog and or the showroom over the next few weeks, and I'll have to do my daddy duties when I'm at home. So yeah, lots going on. We've had a really busy morning in this room. What we've been trying to do is just clear all of the rubbish. We had a pile of sort of old lights, doors, all that sort of stuff. So we've put all of that into that storage room there. Realistically, that's never going to be touched. The great thing about this room now is that this is going to be where all the stock's going to be coming in and going out. This sort of always been the plan. However, we just never had the time to fully clear it. So it had been a little bit messy when we were trying to sort of unload vans, because a lot of time they were coming through the front entrance, which we don't really want, obviously, because there can be customers coming through there at the same time, and it just gets a little bit messy. There is still a little bit left to clear, but they're just little things, so I'll get them done later today. We're thinking we can probably get about 2 vans worth into this room. So it just means if we don't have the manpower here, or we just don't have the space, it's not a problem. We can just hold it in here until something sells. We'll bring the sold item back into this room and we can replace it with a new sofa.
That's weird. Houston, we have a problem. Hi Nick, it's Tommy. How are you, buddy? You're not going to believe this. Gearbox is gone. Yeah. It won't go in reverse, it won't go in first. It starts in third. It moves in third, it chugs, and we've got like a full weekend of moving it to and from showroom to warehouse, so we're really struggling. What shall I do? So we phoned the garage that sold us the van, and 2 options. One, try and drive it to them tomorrow morning to see if they can have a look at it, or we phone and get recovery. The problem with recovery is that could take 2 days because it's a low loader and they can drag it out. So driving it back's a bit of a risk. It's only going in 3rd, 4th and 5th. So I could end up doing more damage. We'll risk it. We'll put some sofas in and just get it back to Altrincham, and then tomorrow morning take it over to the garage.
So I've got to head off now and prepare for court tomorrow. It's basically in a dispute we had with our old landlord back in Romley in regards to them holding on to our deposit. So we're trying to get that back. It's been about a year's process now. All kind of culminates tomorrow. If it goes ahead, they might pull some stuff at the last minute to try and get an adjournment, but we'll see. Yeah, preparing for that, and then all day tomorrow I'll be in court and hopefully things go well. Okay, so just left court, we were able to recover £1,400 of the deposit that the landlord had taken from us last year. It took about 2 or 3 hours in court, quite an enjoyable experience. We'll definitely do it again. We'll probably do it again. But yeah, we're glad we were able to recover some of the money that we were owed, plus interest and the court fees. So overall, fairly happy. It wasn't the total amount that we want to get back, but we've got a good portion of it, so pretty happy. Now I'm back to the warehouse to check on things there. I'm here in the staff room, kind of where I like to seclude myself sometimes, where I just want to get on with some admin work and some prep work for more bigger picture things. Not the perfect office, you know, we've got some microwaves here, a fridge there, and so it looks a bit dingy. For now, we have got an upstairs part of the showroom which is dedicated for offices, but it's got a bit of a damp problem at the moment, so it's not in use. But in the future, hopefully that's where the workspace will be. But for now, I've got no problem working on a little counter space here. We've had some good news today. We've just received payment from the court case that we won.
a few weeks ago. Paid on like the final day that they could pay on, but you know, that's the way the things usually go when you're ordered to pay money. People wait as long as possible. That's good news. It's nice to settle that and now move on and onwards and upwards. Later today, I've got appraisals. We try and do monthly staff appraisals, but with things being really busy over the last few months, we've kind of skipped them for a while. So it's probably been a quarter since we've actually done appraisals. We like doing them. There's lots of things we note about issues with staff on the day-to-day, but we never have a chance to sit down with people and actually address them. There's a good opportunity to do that. And it also, we give a big opportunity for staff to give any criticisms to us that they think, you know, could make operations better, the work experience better. I quite like doing these. Some of them aren't quite as nice as others. Sometimes we are letting people know that, you know, perhaps we want to cut their hours, or there's like a final warning. But in most cases, they're positive. And yeah, we're probably going to try and offer some people some longer contracts and stuff like that. So yeah, I do some prep work for that, because obviously you want to go in with all the notes that you need, any particular things you want to address in case you forget them. And yesterday, me and Siobhan finished a stock inventory check, which took us about 4 days. Now we're in 2 locations, like in the showroom and the warehouse. It's very difficult, and the more sofas you have, the harder it gets to keep track of them. So yeah, we're glad it took a long time. One day we did 7 a.m. to 8 p.m, literally just going from sofa to sofa, checking it off. So yeah, it was long, but it was good to get done.
I've just come back from Mallorca for my wife's delayed 40th because of COVID, and there's a couple of things been going on. It's not been plain sailing for the boys. Just generally, little things that I would like to get done have not been done. So I'm just at the minute trying to mop it up, make it a little bit better.
So far with all the sections, so we've got skip sections looking pretty low at the moment. We've not got too much that needs to go out. So we'll probably build that up for another week, and then we'll do another skip run. So we're all good on this section.
Well, we've got a lorry coming in today, right? So there's going to be some going in there. So we couldn't do a skip run Friday.
Correct. Hopefully they won't be good in there, because hopefully it's going to be a perfect batch. But if it is the case, then
the reality is there's going to be some skip stock.
Yeah. Sure. Now the cheap stock section at the moment is starting to get really full. So we've already had to extend it and made it bigger for the warehouse. But we're going to have to start either A, drop the prices on them, or B, just skip them, because we just don't have the room to be sort of taking all these. And sort of every week we'll be getting an extra 5 or 10 sofas that will be going into this. So obviously if we're not selling at the same capacity that they're coming in, then this build-up's going to be happening.
Well, I think what's happened as well is some of the stock we've had to take out of skip stock, and we took it to the showroom and we just reduced the price. We can't keep leaving this to grow, so we've got to start taking stock that we maybe didn't want to the showroom and selling it at a lesser price, just so we can make room.
Also not easy always to agree on this, because for example, Tommy may see something as a cheap stock that I wouldn't see as a cheap stock. So obviously Tommy's only been here for a few weeks, so we're still sort of getting him up to date with what me and Joe would expect as, you know, that's a skip stock, that's a cheap stock, that's showroom stock. 'Cause it can be quite hard from sofa to sofa to know exactly what we would want.
Right, Jonathan. Welcome to Appraisal number 2. Many months apart, but you know, we're back. And do you want to have a quick read over the notes? Same format as last time, if you remember it. We'll start off with,
Not really, but go on.
We'll start off with the good things. One thing I'm really impressed by is you're always checking the website. Punctual, even though you get public transport here, always here on time. It's one of the simple things, but a lot of people get it wrong. Reliable, never calling sick, always here. Following procedures. Also, we've set a lot of new procedures in terms of the ID cards, measurements. And I've put it down as 90% of the time you're there, but no one's perfect, and 90% of the time that's all we can ask for, you're there. You're also starting to take some extra responsibilities, like yesterday, obviously you call me when something's not going on the van, and obviously you're more involved in the procedure of what's damaged or not.
Things to go on.
So I'm happy with the responsibility you took on there. Now, that's all the positive. Go on.
All right. I think some of these are just, like, punctuality, good. You know, I think we've got to say, you're more than good at that, right? You're very good. Your punctuality is tip top. I'm not just going to allow it to sit here and just to say to you, well done at that, right?
It is good. It is good.
Let me tell
Never
you,
late.
really early, right? You get your hands dirty.
Yeah, what's more impressive is the fact that you get public transport and he's still on time. Right, let's move on to the improvements. We've got 4 of them. One, this is the big one for me in terms of time saver for me. When you send me the photos, like when
Yeah.
you send them like that, on a lot of them, I'm still doing a second edit in terms of bringing it to the colour I want, like the contrast kind of settings I want. If they came to me, obviously if it was just that bit closer in terms of refining a few things, that would save me a lot of time, so I can upload straight away.
I am constantly trying to get it to the sort
Yeah.
of colours you want. However, just with the changing light conditions in there all day constantly, it's quite difficult to get
Yeah.
a constant light.
No, I know it's not simple. Just a few things like, when the cushions are like, when they were green originally and they come out black, I know you're a smart guy. When you send the photos to me, do you know it's already like that? Or have you just missed it?
No, it's probably that I've just missed it because
it.
I don't really pay extra attention to the cushions because I'm paying attention to the entire
the
scene
sofa,
that I
right.
can. I'm paying attention
Yeah.
to the sofa
That's just
itself.
little things. I look at that and I think, surely he
Yeah,
knew.
I'm just
that-
trying
yeah.
to get, because you've often talked about it being too orange,
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure it's not too orange.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, it's just those little things that, obviously I've got to then text you and then you've got to redo it.
Yeah.
So if they can come to me that, that'd be better, that'd be great.
Yeah. One thing I'm thinking of I'll start doing is bringing my, I've got a macro lens, and what that'll do is make me be able to go even closer,
Right.
so we can actually see the fabric
Okay,
really
well,
close.
that's great. Yeah, that would be great.
You could literally fill the entire screen with the fabric.
Fabric, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good because that's kind of what the bigger websites do when they're showing
Yeah.
swatches. So
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. and
Well,
maybe-
I'll bring that with
that's
me
right.
tomorrow.
Can I have that?
Make sure it's-
2 p.m. cut off anger. There is some anger shown sometimes where we don't hit the lunch break exactly on 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Now, I know you like lunch break, I get that, but there are certain times when we might have a sofa that we think we need to get that online, and particularly on a Friday before the weekend, that's when we're looking for it. Sometimes, if you can allow us, obviously there will be days when...
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm just more annoyed of the. Go on.
Jonathan, right? There was one occasion about 3 weeks ago, right, where Joe would ask you to do something, and you did lose your rag a little bit. To be fair,
Right.
you lost it, and I think that's what he's referring to. Sometimes,
Yeah.
we've just got to be a bit, bit more.
I think it's more I'm
Dynamic.
worried about balancing the photography and the editing.
I
as
know, I
well.
get that, I get
I'm
that.
more
You want the
worried,
time
I'm
for
worried
both.
about
You know
getting
what?
that
Listen,
balance.
we all get set into a routine, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and when someone tries to change it, it can be annoying. But in the workplace, it can happen, and it probably will always happen.
Yeah,
and we've just got to deal with
I'm
it.
aware of that. It just annoys me a bit at the
I
time.
know,
That's
I
all.
know. Yeah, so
Well,
ju-
I mean, you nearly
just-
bit his head
yeah.
clean up. I mean, even that. What we're saying is, when that happens, take a deep breath, deal with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we crack on. Because
'Cause-
it's not the end of the world. It's every now and again.
Yeah, it's rare.
You're
Yeah.
doing your best,
Yeah.
right? Just on them times when it might go over.
That's us all. Have you got anything you'd like to add in terms of things that we could do better?
No, not really. I think it is just simply,
Oh, you're quite happy here, Jonathan?
yeah,
You are happy here?
yeah.
That's good to
You
hear.
got anything to say now? Would be the time to say it.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't remember.
Is happy.
Yeah.
Welcome to your first appraisal. So let's begin with the successes, we like to call them. 1, reliable. Don't call in sick. Now, you have had the odd day off here and there, or change days a bit, but, well with notice. You're giving us a few days' notice. We're happy about that. Always here. That's great to see.
You're punctual. You're reliable, beyond belief.
Punctual, always on time.
Spot on every
Yeah.
time. You're a good kid. You get stuck in. You don't moan. You don't groan.
We put good spirit. Always good to have around. Always got a smile on, which is good to see.
Absolutely.
Improvements, initiatives. Sometimes you're still, obviously you are new, but you're still obviously asking for us for things to do. Obviously, other older staff obviously know what can be done.
Yeah.
Just always keeping yourself busy without having to ask us, because obviously we're busy as well, so we're then trying to think of what we should be doing.
Okay, yeah.
So just a bit more initiative in terms of that.
I know, because I think I know your characters enough, is that sometimes when you're asking because you want to do the right thing. You want us,
Yeah.
to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, no, most of the time I know things that I can do, like, fill the compactor and stuff. I
Yeah.
just want to check, there's nothing else that needs to be done more
That's-
important.
listen,
Like,
that's
if you want
it.
to van loaded and go into the showroom.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The lunch break issue. Now, obviously, with you being in the van a lot now, just because when you're the passenger, obviously you're at work, so you're working. If you're in the car for like 45 minutes, it's just take your lunch break then, rather than then taking it back and delaying it further. But what I'm saying is, I just want to clarify the whole lunch break issue, is that
What's the issue?
if you're in the van, during that time you should be having your lunch break, and you're a passenger,
Okay.
then
Right,
to take your break then.
Yeah.
Because
No worries. I don't
otherwise-
mind doing that, but I need time to, obviously buy something like.
Yeah,
Asda or
I
Greggs
understand.
or-
I understand.
That's the
a
thing.
bit
Like
of
when I'm in the
pre-thought
van,
planning.
sometimes I've not got my food, so obviously I can't just eat. Like, if I had my food, I wouldn't mind taking it
Yeah,
in the
okay.
van, if that makes sense.
Lifting strength, I can see the muscles getting better. Could be better, yes, because with the heaviest items, still struggling a bit. Just to keep that stamina up there.
I'm the same. I'm the same as you. I think we could probably. I think what we need is maybe
A weights area here?
There's a technique.
The forklift underneath, the two hands underneath, is the easiest way and most consistent way to carry this.
You could have a day showing everyone that.
But
wedgie struggled today massively.
What do you think on our end that we can improve operationally or as a work experience?
One thing is taking sofas to the showroom is a bit of a mission because we take them there, there's no space, and then we're asking where can we put them?
You feel like you're under pressure to get back.
Yeah, get back quicker, because then Tommy's like wondering where we've gone so long, and
that's a very good
because
point.
we're rushing around a lot in there, and still we get back really late, and then it's like, can we do another mission? Can we do another trip there or not?
Well done, Kasim, on your first appraisal.
You know how I feel about you, mate. I think you do
Too affectionate, and yeah, we'll leave that at that. Thank you, Kasim. First appraisal, just finished first month.
Yeah.
Off the bat successes. 1, undeniably, probably the hardest worker here. You get in early every day. It's great. It means you get a head start on everything that happens.
I do that for me though. I do that because I want to. So, but thank you.
Yeah, but no, obviously, most people work the hours that they're paid for.
Yeah.
So, that it is great. And it leads on to the next thing in that this may turn into a negative for your personal life, but you constantly think about work, which is great. I know you speak to Fawn about it a lot. It's always in the group chat. So you care, and obviously, I know obviously James is your nephew, so that's that added reason as to why. But I think you generally like it here, and you care. 3rd, eager to learn. Always, wanting to learn a new procedure. Never
Slower to learn.
Slow and eager to learn, we'll say, but eager to learn nonetheless.
Yeah.
You don't want to say that's not my department. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Any responsibility I want to give you, like the vans, etc., you're happy to take it. 4, which I think your self-professed best ability, great with people. I don't like speaking to people. Perhaps it turns into a negative on certain occasions, like stopping people on their motorbikes in the middle of the road. But
never good.
Never good. In terms of dealing with staff, with suppliers, works great.
Yeah.
So those are my 4 highlights and praises.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
1, procedures. Now, we're getting there. There are certain things, and as it's been highlighted in previous videos, sweating the small stuff, as a phrase has now developed, is very important to me, because what you'll see that me and Siobhan went through in the last 4 days, prior to your time here, not being done by a certain individual has meant that me and Siobhan have had to spend 4 days manually going through each sofa to make sure it's actually here. We found loads that obviously had been skipped but never accounted for, and other things along those lines.
Which one's price tagging, did you say?
No, it's like ID carding. So in terms of the stock list, that's why the ID card is so important. And so when I see you not writing out ID cards, that's why it annoys you so much, because 10 seconds of writing an ID card leads to hours of issues.
Completely get that.
Yeah, so that's like, I know, I understand.
What worries me is because I understand exactly what you're saying. What part of the thing do you think I'm not doing then?
The way in which stock checks are done, I think I've found the best way. In terms of when you saw the stock check that I did, I've only done a couple because I don't usually do them. It's when you get the list and then you're writing down on it ID card after you've ID carded it. Right. Like you can't be in a situation like you and James did yesterday. You're like, oh, I forgot about that unlined sofa. Like that wouldn't happen. It's all about finding bulletproof ways of doing things.
Yeah, I know, but it's not apples for apples, is it? It's not apples for apples. But all right, okay. For the sakes of what you're saying, I totally agree with you.
Because it's taken us a long time. Obviously, it's back to a starting point again. We're happy and accurate with the stock list. It's really hard to keep on top of if things aren't done correctly all the time.
I really need to be writing this stuff down then, mate, if I'm honest.
Would you like to be writing them down here instead?
Procedure needs to be done better, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
Let's go for the cheaper.
Get out of town, you just done that.
That is an expensive card. 300 GSM card, that.
Right, okay.
Obviously, you are the warehouse manager, and I know James will come in and want to do things his own way, but speed isn't better than accuracy. We would like speed and accuracy, don't get me wrong, we need to be fast in terms of getting these sofas sold for cash flow reasons, but if we're not doing it accurately, there's no point in the first place, because we've then got no company to grow. Because not just like, everything I'm doing now, something I'm learning, is not just about doing things myself correctly, it's teaching other people how to do it correctly, because I can't do everything all the time. So like when I'm doing the paint work, I try to teach Stanley and people how to do it. So that's why trying to empower more people, I'll get onto that in a second, to do the things that you're currently doing is a great thing. Just means if they're being done, you don't have to do them. It's just you're just responsible for them.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm way ahead of you. I'm thinking I'm going to get wedgie into writing price tags. Once that job's out of the way, I can't forget it then, can I?
Warehouse admin. I'm seeing a lot of posts build up there. You shouldn't be looking at it, and that's why you're not opening it.
It says your name on it. Don't be opening your mail, mate.
No, open our mail. I can't be everywhere. I'm going to be in America
Right,
soon.
okay, right.
Anything that comes here, I don't care what people see.
Oh yeah, but you told me that. I opened one from you today. Yeah. So I'm opening it now. I'm on that.
So so top of warehouse admin in terms of taking in the post, opening it. If it
Yeah,
seems relevant
yeah.
to my knowledge, then
Absolutely.
sending it on an email to
no,
me.
I'm on that.
If
I'm all
not,
over
deal with it how you
yeah.
please.
Here's another job though. They're all piling up these.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying in terms of you need to be letting go of the smaller things like writing out price tags. You can be teaching people how to do that.
Yeah, but everyone else is
So,
quite well stretched out. You see, that's the worry. You're about to tell me that we're overstaffed, and that it starts to get technical.
Gets on to point number 4, staff over finances. I understand from an operational perspective, we want to have the maximum amount of people here to get the job done as efficiently as we want to. But we do have to be considering finances and thinking, how can we get the job done with the fewest possible people? It may not always work, but we might be in positions where we've got to double up and you've got to do someone else's work as well. But that's better than having to employ someone who, for example, today we know we're overstaffed. It's one of those where you're considering not just about the operational side of things, but also what's the financially best.
It's difficult one to talk about, Joe. You're looking at it from your perspective.
Yeah,
and that's your problem.
I know I'm stressing both. I'm stressing we want to be operationally perfect and we want to be financially sustainable. But at the moment, I feel like you're all operational and just should be thinking a bit more about how can we do it with maybe less staff or efficiently using our staff and using the best people rather than more people.
And what you're saying here, what I'm hearing from you is, hey Tom, not only are these guys working, but now we're going to have to get them going a little bit harder, a little bit smarter, and there's going to be less of you. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like
yeah, but it's thinking about, I don't think you're even considering that possibility of can we do what we're doing with less staff. I feel like you.
Hey, it's going to happen. It doesn't matter whether I consider it. Are you putting me in charge then? I'm not making. You've already made the decision. You are letting go of stuff. I can't change that, and it will be what it will be. I will try my hardest. All I'm trying to say to you, as a manager, I'm trying to say to you from what I'm seeing, I don't think you should. Now, every manager's going to say that because every manager wants to keep the team that he's got.
Yeah.
Because I want to have days.
Yeah, I
where
know. That's what I understand.
And I want to have days where I can say to staff, right, well, today, obviously that's not going to happen because there's not going to be no staff. So if you want me to ever stop trying to get that perfect balance, I'm never not going to. I'm always going to try and get it. That being said,
well, that's like what I'm saying.
If we've got to pull our socks up, we'll pull our socks up.
Obviously, as a manager, you always wanted to have a better team as possible to make sure operationally everything works. What I'm saying is also bringing the consider of the other side of the managerial thing, the financial sustainability of the company, and also thinking about the bigger picture. Can we do things cheaper? I feel like you feel like you're the representative of the staff here, but you also
I think okay, all right, I'm hearing you.
That's the point. That is it really.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Joseph James Furniture Outlet Behind the Scenes. As ever, please like and subscribe and stick around for some more behind the scenes content.